Thank you all for joining us today. Today we're talking to Austin Hardison, Executive Director for Scholarships for Kids. Welcome to the webinar. So Austin, to kick us off, tell us a little bit about who you are and tell us who is Scholarships for Kids and what do y'all do?
Yeah, Kelly, thank you for facilitating this today. My name is Austin Hardison. I'm the Executive Director of Scholarships for Kids. We are a SGO, a scholarship granting organization in Alabama that originated in 2013 as a way for Alabama taxpayers to redirect their tax liability and receive a dollar-for-dollar tax credit. And in turn, we help provide scholarships for students K through 12 to go to a non-public school of their choice if they're zoned for a priority or a failing school.
So we know who Scholarships for Kids is, that you're an SGO. Tell us about who can donate to Scholarships for Kids, who's eligible to give a donation.
Yeah, Scholarships for Kids partners with both individuals and businesses in Alabama who have a tax liability. So both of those, if you pay taxes in Alabama, you can redirect your tax liability. So we will receive that. We've been approved by the state and the Department of Revenue. So instead of sending your funds and tax liability to the state, you send it to an SGO or to Scholarships for Kids, and we will then in turn use those funds and use that to put a student on scholarship.
So, and expound on that just a little bit, that it's not a donation like a charitable gift donation, but it's an actual tax credit. So it offsets what you would already be paying in a tax liability.
Yeah, one misnomer is that this is a charitable donation, right? Which would lower or decrease your tax liability. But this is actually taking your overall tax liability, dollar for dollar, 100% match tax credit in what you owe the state in state income tax. Again, so it works for both individuals and businesses, S corps, C corps, LLCs. If you pay taxes to the state of Alabama, income tax to the state of Alabama, you can redirect that to an SGO, right? 100% dollar for dollar match. And then we will use those funds to provide scholarships for students that in schools that we partner with.
So if I'm an individual, I've got to pay taxes anyway. So I might as well allocate that liability, make the donation to Scholarships for Kids, and then what I'm already going to owe in state taxes becomes a benefit by providing a scholarship for a child in the state of Alabama.
That's right. This is at no cost to you. Does not cost the taxpayers any additional dollars. You're simply redirecting something that you already owe the state and are going to have to pay anyway, and creating an additional and, in my opinion, way more meaningful impact, right? We are supporting students in K through 12 schools. This is the next generation in Alabama. When you think about our workforce development and the role that education plays in a young person's life, why not leverage your tax liability to support someone through opportunity?
Okay, and if I am the CEO or the CFO of a corporation in Alabama or an S corporation and potentially have to pay millions of dollars in state income tax, how can this benefit me as a corporation or a LLC or business owner? And specifically to the S corp piece, how might this help offset what I'm also going to owe in federal taxes?
Yeah, in a couple circumstances, if you are a business owner, right, let's talk about some parameters around what this looks like. As a C corp, there is no cap on how much you can redirect to an SGO. So if you have $1 million state tax income liability, you can redirect that all dollar for dollar to Scholarships for Kids and provide that. In other situations, if you are an LLC, a sub-S, or operate as a pass-through entity, right, you can take that redirection of funds and actually claim that expense on the federal level. And in some cases, it's a double benefit, right? So you not only are you fulfilling your state income tax obligation, but you're getting a line item and a deduction on the federal level as well for federal taxes.
Okay, and so if I am bought in on this and I, as an individual or a business, am like, yes to this, I want to give, what does that process look like? How do I go about making the donation?
Yeah, a couple other parameters on this is individuals are capped at $100,000 when it comes to the tax credit that they can receive. Same with pass-through entities as well. But if you would like to make a reservation, you go on to My Alabama Taxes. If you haven't created an account, that would be the first step. You'll need your AGI from one of the previous three tax years, and then your either EIN or Social Security, and you'll create an account. From there, it's about 7 clicks once you have an account, and you can make a reservation. Please, we have instructional videos on our website that you can follow, or you can reach out to any of Scholarships for Kids staff and team, and we'll help you make that reservation as well.
Okay. Is there a limit to how much is available to go to scholarships statewide? And what are the limits for me as an individual donor as far as how much I can contribute?
Great question. Annually, there's a cap of $40 million that the state has set aside in tax credits. This is also on a first come, first served basis as well. So if we hit the cap, as soon as that happens, there will not be any additional or a ratio or percentage of that to taxpayers that have wanted to redirect, right? So $40 million on a state level of the tax credit that's available. If you're an individual, your limit is set at $100,000. As a C corp, there is no limit. And again, as a sub S or pass through entity, there are certain limits based on ownership there as well.
And if I want this to take place on my 2025 return, what is my deadline to make this donation?
Yeah, time is of the essence in this because the tax credits are on a first come, first served basis. So if you want to reflect this on your 2025 taxes, you have by December 31st to make the reservation and then also send in payment to the SGO, to Scholarships for Kids.
If I'm an individual or I'm a potential donor and I want to participate with Scholarships for Kids, and I file my taxes with a CPA or a CPA firm, what do I need to do or what do I need to say to them?
Yeah, if you use a CPA or a firm to file your taxes, you just need to let them know that you would like to take advantage of this credit. They'll have your tax liability and the information needed. They'll still have to make a reservation, but I would just indicate and share this information that as an Alabama taxpayer, this is something that you would like to participate in to create impact in your community. If they or you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Scholarships for Kids.
And then what kinds of non-public schools are eligible to partner with SFK?
Yeah. So Scholarships for Kids partners with 80 schools throughout the state. And these are schools that have been verified and approved by the state that we get to partner with. So you can find the list of those 80 schools on our website or also on ADOR's website of which schools are approved to receive these scholarships from tax credit redirection.
Okay, and what assurances are there that the scholarships are used appropriately? What does the accountability or reporting process look like?
There's a strenuous accountability process for being an SGO and to support these students through these scholarships. There's quarterly reporting, annual reporting, and then the states also have to present report cards and testing scores as well.
Okay, and then for the corporate donors, what strategic advantages might they get beyond just the tax credit?
So a great question. As a corporate partner, yeah, there's some advantages and benefits to redirecting your tax liability. Not only are you impacting the community in which you exist and building goodwill, but it also can represent employee engagement. So as a corporation, you can benefit, but you can also encourage your employees to participate as well. And then if you are participating in a pass-through entity, you can run this as a business expense on the federal side and receive a deduction. So it's not
Okay.
just a tax move, but it's a holistic and impactful strategy.
Okay. What is the why now? Why should donors act this year instead of putting it off to 2026 or thinking about it at a later date?
Yeah. Yeah, time is of the essence in this. Annually, there's a $40 million cap with the tax credits, and those are a first come, first served basis. And also, if you act now and participate in 2025, we're able to take those tax funds and redirect them for the upcoming school year. So if you think, oh, my tax liability isn't what it has been in the past, or maybe it's only $1,000, you can still redirect that $1,000, and we will take those funds and accumulate it with other individual donors or corporations to provide additional scholarships for the students that we support.
Okay. And tell us, what are some of the misconceptions or myths that you often hear? And can you kind of address those with what's correct to demystify
Yeah,
some of that?
yeah. To demystify a couple of questions or misconceptions around uh, tax credits, right? It's that I'm not. I'm just. I'd rather give a donation, right? I don't get much, or I don't have much of a tax benefit. These are dollars that you are required to pay to the state as a taxpayer. So why not redirect those with impact, right? And support your community, support education, support future generations, right? Another one is that only large corporations benefit, right? But individuals actually have a cap of up to $100,000, and pass-through entities can participate meaningfully as well. So, and lastly, I would say that another myth is that it's only for private school families and insiders, and actually, it's quite the opposite. This is providing opportunity for students who are income qualifying and are zoned for priority schools to receive other educational opportunities.
And what role do families play in the process? Does the family have to pay anything to receive the scholarship?
Yeah, families play a great role in the process of this. They initially work through and partner with the schools in terms of being accepted, and that's a step that the schools and families need to work out to define and figure out which school, partner school scholarship for kids is right for them. But the scholarships are not 100% of the tuition cost, right? Families still, based on income and income qualifying parameters, pay something to receive the scholarship.
So, just one more time to kind of recapitulate, if donors are interested, what are the next steps for someone who's interested right now?
Yeah, if you're interested in participating in 2025 and redirecting your taxes for impact, one, make sure you have a My Alabama Taxes account set up. If not, it's simple. Go online, take a few minutes, and then two, because the tax credits are a first come first served basis, right? I would take advantage of that now. Take 10 minutes to reserve your tax credit, right? Go into your My Alabama Taxes account, make that reservation, indicate that you're partnering with Scholarships for Kids, and you have 30 days to fulfill that reservation, to send a check to Scholarships for Kids, and then in turn, we'll provide a receipt that you'll use with your accountant when you file your 2025 taxes.
Okay, and what is, for those of you, for those who don't know, what exactly is the Alabama Accountability Act, and how does it enable school choice?
Yeah, the Alabama Accountability Act was legislation that was passed in 2013 that allows taxpayers to redirect. It runs off of tax credits, and then in turn provides scholarships for students who are zoned for priority schools, and that are income qualifying, that they can then receive a scholarship to a non-public school of their choice through the Alabama Accountability Act. So it creates a win-win opportunity for Alabama. Alabama individuals and businesses are receiving a tax credit, and then K through 12 students are eligible to apply for a scholarship at a school of their choice.
How does Scholarships for Kids fit into the Alabama Accountability Act framework, and what is a scholarship granting organization, or SGO?
Yeah, SFK, Scholarships for Kids, is a state-approved scholarship granting organization under the Alabama Accountability Act. That means that we're a nonprofit that's authorized to receive contributions that qualify for the tax credit. And then we administer the scholarships to eligible students that we partner with through non-public schools. Because we're an SGO, donors who give to SFK are eligible for the tax credit. If you would like more information on Scholarships for Kids, perhaps a donor guide, or anything that you can sit down with your CPA, check out our website. It's scholarshipsforkids.org, or you can email questions to info@scholarshipsforkids.org.
All right. Well, thank you so much for this presentation and all that you are doing for students across the state of Alabama.
Thanks for joining us.